Hello friends, and welcome back to Trials of Imorah. Trials of Imorah is a 2D platforming game with a heavy focus on exploration. We're working on the 5th level of a Plan 10, so let's look at the recent additions that have been made. First off, there's a semi-new item in the game called the Shadow Clone. I say semi-new because it's actually been in the game since 2017, but it didn't actually have an icon or full implementation. But now, when we use it, there's actual particle effects and sound effects, and it has an actual icon now. It's so pretty. When you use it, you summon a shadow clone of yourself behind you. Insert Naruto joke, probably. And this shadow clone, while it doesn't move around at all, it is useful in quite a few ways. First of all, it activates pressure plates, which I'll show off later on. It can block enemy projectiles, and then it also damages enemies. So, if I summon an enemy real quick, I can demonstrate. If he tries to chase after me, I can just run past him, and then my shadow clone will act as a shield and do damage to the enemy at the same time. I can, of course, also directly drop it on his head if I want to be more aggressive. Importantly, with it being able to block projectiles, it can block projectiles that specifically can pierce your shield. I'll show that off with the shadow enemy in a moment. Another addition are cacti to populate the desert level here. They act exactly as you would imagine. They damage you when you walk into them, but you can also just break them. Notably, they also damage enemies. So, if you want to be cheeky, you can bait them into it and do a little extra damage to them. Speaking of enemies, the new enemy I promised is here. Behold, the Javelin Cactus. These guys borrow code from some of the other enemies. They jump around and chase you, but as you can see, when they jump, they fire a bunch of projectiles. Thankfully, they are not too difficult to defeat. In numbers and combined with other enemies, that might not be the case, though. I'm looking forward to making a lot of cool level design around that. Oh, and look, a butterfly. That was not planned, but that's convenient. Another new addition that I added are these magic butterflies, which will randomly fly across the map sometimes. As pretty as they are, with their changing rainbow colors, if you kill them, then you get vibrant wings, which can be used in turn to craft magic damage potions, which make you do more magic damage when you use it. That potion has been in the game for a long time, but there's no way to actually craft it. I'm very glad that there is now. That was a big gap in the gameplay loop that I was not very proud of. But there we go. Also, the enemy that I showed off last time, the Umras, also known as the Shadow Demons, they're like actually more complete now, as you'll notice. Their AI, I fixed a couple bugs with them. They were having issues breaking through boxes when they were chasing you, but also they now make sounds. Notably different sounds with each of their different attacks. Oh, and remember, their projectiles can pierce your shield, so it will be very useful for you to use the Shadow Clone to block things. If he'll fire at me again. There we go. Oh, what just happened? He didn't fire. Here, fire at me. Come on, shoot me. There we go. See, it actually blocks it. Now again, they will be broken eventually. Oh, he can break the boxes too, watch out. And there we go, he's dead. Fallen forever into the abyss. So, butterflies. Let me show off the pressure plates that we added. And they're definitely nothing fancy. They're just pressure plates. But pressure plates are an important part of the game. They also have lots of different settings to them. So right now it's set up that all three of these pressure plates can activate this one door. So you can activate any one of them. But it's also set up that you might need to activate all three of them, or it might be inverted so that there might be existing objects already on it and you need to destroy all of them. in order to get the door open, which I guess is mechanically the same, but the point is that there's flexibility for setting up some interesting level design. And then, of course, when you use the shadow clone, that acts as yourself and can stand on them. No other items in the game, as far as I know, can activate them, and that's very purposeful. I don't want people to sequence break by throwing bombs on them. That was a thing you could do before. There might be, like, I might experiment with items later on that can summon physical objects so that you can be more creative with it. Because after, once you're past the point that you have this item, then, like, it's fine. You can use other items if you want. But an important part of level 5 will be that you will be locked in the level and you won't be able to escape until you get this item and are able to activate pressure plates in order to get through doors and such. We have the butterflies here. Again, they're infinitely spawning. And two other things to go over. First, the rainbow system that I added to the butterflies, I also applied to the crux coral from the water level. One of them is over here. Ooh, excuse me, sir. There he is, slowly color changing, which might not be the most exciting thing, but I think it makes a major difference when they're actually in the water level environment. It might be a little hard to see him, but he's right down there in the bottom right next to the other coral. And the way that they used to work was they just randomly picked a color when they spawned, but now they slowly change. And I don't know, I really love it. Sometimes they blend in, but sometimes they will stand out, and that'll hopefully help players be like, wait, something's wrong with that coral, that's about to attack me. But it changes just slowly enough that you still might be able to miss it. Its camouflage still might be able to surprise you. Yeah, so I'm still working on the previous levels a little bit, as much as I shouldn't be. And the last round of updates that I have done recently was to the UI of the game. A couple of minor tweaks, you might not even be able to tell, but a couple of different screens look better, notably this upgrade screen. Very slight changes to the inventory screen. And what was the last one? Oh yes, of course, the one that looked the worst before was the teleportation menu, where, right here, I'll cheat to get all the teleportation points real quick. Where now it's much more clean and hopefully understandable what everything's doing. So you have your options of where to teleport to, and then you have your confirmation bottoms at the bottom, cancel or to go. I still want to add another world map over here above the little preview screen, but of course going to hold off on that until the entire world map is decided on and done. Otherwise I will be doing repeated work quite a bit by constantly changing both the world and the map of it. So that's basically everything I've been working on lately. I'm very happy with the progress. I think this end of the year is closing very well, because level 4 is done, and we're making really good progress on level 5. I think it has a very good foundation, and we'll definitely be able to finish level 5 next year, if not maybe like halfway, finishing the boss next summer. That would be amazing. I would love that so much. So looking forward to the near future. The main things that I'm going to be working on, and here, let me, here we go, I switched to a level with a bit less music going. So the immediate goals are basically just level design and actual implementation of all the stuff that I've been working on. A more terrain artwork for the desert level, and then actually building the desert level. So I might not have too much interesting stuff next time, but I guess we'll see. In the meantime, I hope you all have an amazing holiday season, and yeah, thank you all for your support, and I'll talk to you next time.